Okay, we're super excited to welcome you guys back to a brand new episode. Obviously, we've taken a little bit of time off, but we're back. We're rocking and rolling with none other than, actually, let me do a formal introduction. Guys, welcome back to a podcast. Today, we are super excited to welcome a filmmaker. He's also a bev connoisseur. He is also the king of daily vlogs.
Yes,
now,
sir.
this man has worked with all kinds of different people, including, Formula One, Harry Styles. He's worked with David Dobrik. And I'm literally convinced that the phrase Jack of all trades was based off of you. We're super excited to welcome Jack Cook today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome him in. Let's go.
Wow. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm excited.
of
Jack
course.
Cook, man, that's a great name.
Is
I
it?
like it.
You like it?
Is it your
It
actual
just
name?
flows.
It's like consonants, you know?
Yeah.
My actual full name is Hurley Jackson Cook.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, okay.
But we just went by Jack when I was growing up, so just Jack Cook.
Jack Cook.
Damn,
Yeah.
that worked out.
Yeah.
I like the last
Most
name,
actors
Cook.
have to change their name.
Later, yeah.
Well, I want to start things off. I don't know if you had one already, but your
Oh,
boy
wow.
picked up some bevs
Oh,
because I had to make sure that you had yours. And
Unreal.
I've actually never tried one
I've
before.
never tried
No
one
way.
either.
Yeah, so we're going to crack them open together.
Okay.
Had to make a little pit stop here. I don't know, is this the right flavor? Is this the one you normally drink? Or
This is not typically one that I drink.
Okay.
It's not a bad
Ooh.
flavor necessarily, but it's just not the
He's like-
not the go-to. It's out of here.
Dang.
Yeah, let's pop it open.
Okay, heck yeah. So this is yerba mate, otherwise known as the bev.
Yes. Guayaki, yerba mate.
Shoot. All right, I'm excited. Is there
That's
like
sick.
caffeine in this?
There
it's-
is.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah,
There is caffeine in
there
there.
is
Right.
caffeine. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thoughts?
I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm not a big tea person
Okay.
at all,
that.
but I do like it.
Okay.
It's very smooth. I like the little hint of the berry flavor.
Fruitiness.
Yeah, the fruitiness. It's good. It's good.
The one
Yeah.
I really like, my favorite one is mint.
Okay.
So it's kind of less of like a fruity flavor and more of a minty flavor.
Yeah.
But I like these ones too.
Yeah.
I think Guayaki's the best.
Your fridge is filled with the glass bottles, right? Those. Okay. I went to Target and I was like, all right, I'm on a mission to find these things, and like I was going through like all the aisles. I wasn't sure what to look at, and then I like out of the corner of my eye I see them. They're like way in the back, like hidden behind everything, and I
Yeah.
was like, these are the only flavor they have, so we're gonna try it. But it's super good, man. Heck yeah. What kind of like got you on this kick?
I started drinking these in like, I don't know, like 2017. It was just with my friends. None of us had ever had caffeine in like high school, and we were going to make videos, and we would drink these before we would like go shoot stuff. And so
Shoot.
we were like going like kind of crazy off caffeine because none of us had ever drank caffeine. So we were like, we'd always say we're like off the herbs.
Shoot.
We're like going to
I
shoot
love it.
videos.
Oh, yeah.
So it was just kind of like a thing with like my friends, and then I just sort of like started drinking them like on the regular,
Yeah.
and then put them in my videos. And then when I wouldn't put them in my videos, people would like comment about it and be like, "Where's the bev? Where's
Oh,
the bev?" So I
shoot.
was like, "Okay, I got to put this in like every day."
Heck yeah. I love it. I like every single vlog that I watch. I'm like, all right, I'm waiting for the bev.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for the
waiting for the
bev.
moment.
I love it. It's so awesome. Cool. Well, let's kind of get, for the people that don't know you, like
Yeah.
a quick introduction. So back when I was in high school, we would always have these reading assignments every single week, and I would never read the chapters that we were supposed to. I would wait till the day we were in class, and then I would look up
Same.
on Spark Notes the chapters before. So we like to say, can you give the Spark Notes
Spark
version
Notes.
of who you are, what you do, that sort of
Okay.
thing?
Okay, my name is Jack Cook. I'm from Savannah, Georgia.
Hey.
Born and raised, and got into video when I was pretty young. I was like 12 years old and like illegally downloaded After Effects like a lot of other people did.
Heck yeah.
Pirate Bay, shout out.
Started messing around with After Effects and Twixtor, and that's where I sort of learned like how to make videos, I guess.
Nice.
Later on in high school, I started making YouTube videos with my friends. I found like Casey Neistat and like the YouTubers of that time, and I was like, oh, I want to make videos like this. So I started making videos in high school, went to college at Auburn University, and wanted to keep shooting videos. So I was like, oh, it'd be fun to shoot sports because I'm at Auburn. There's a big like thing around football and sports here, so it would be really fun to like be on the field. So I ended up figuring out how to do that. Shot sports at Auburn for basically 3 years, and then knew I wanted to pursue a career in filmmaking. So I was like, okay, I don't know where to necessarily go, but LA is like the hot spot for all things film and creative and entertainment. So I just, as soon as I graduated from Auburn, I moved out to LA, and now I've been here 2.5 years. And just since then trying to
Killing it.
figure it out
Killing
and basically when I moved to LA, I was like, I want to figure out a way to have filmmaking be a full-time job, be like my career, make it as like a filmmaker. And I didn't know exactly what that would look like. And I still don't necessarily know exactly what it's going to look like, but I'm trying to figure it out every day.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
that's super
That's what
cool.
keeps us on our toes. It keeps us excited about life because we don't know what's coming up next or what we're
100%.
gonna do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think some of the best experiences out of life are when you throw yourself into the fire and you don't know what's gonna happen or where to go. And I think that's pretty crazy to be like, hey, I'm leaving where I grew up to dip out and see if I can make something somewhere else. And
yeah, during COVID, it was kind of scary.
Oh shoot.
Moved like June of 2020, so it was like still like kind of lockdown territory, and like nothing was open in LA, like no restaurants, no bars. Like, the only thing I could do was like go to the grocery store. So it was like my free time.
Were you able to get like a good deal on rent?
I think I did get a good deal because when I moved out of my apartment, I was like looking at the listings of like my unit, and it was like thousands of dollars more expensive when I moved out. So I think when I moved in, I got like a pretty good deal on it.
Oh yeah, because I know a lot of the rent went down.
Yeah,
like during
100%,
COVID,
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Dang. So, what made you want to get into the sports shooting? Because that's kind of what you started off with.
I think it was just like a natural progression. Like I was like, sports is like a big deal at Auburn, and I just was like, if I could figure out a way to be on the field like with the team, just in my head I was like, that would be cool. That's what it started off as, is like this would be like a fun thing to shoot, and I could like make cool videos doing it. So I was like, that's what I'll try and do. And then I ended up getting involved with like a company called War Eagle Productions, who kind of handled all the video for all of Auburn athletics. And then once I got in there and was sort of indoctrinated into their program, they taught me a lot more about like storytelling and like how to actually shoot things and create a video, create a story. And so, yeah, it just kind of started it as like, this would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
It ended up being like a full-time job.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing some digging, scrolling down your Instagram and stuff, and saw like the giant cameras. I was like, that stuff stresses me out because we're filmmaker, photographer, but we're a freelance, so we work with just the DSLRs or whatever it is. So like anytime I see that stuff, I'm like, that's another level. But
it stressed me out too because I'm like 18 and they're like, all right, here we have this big rig, like hand me like the PL mount. I'm like, what's a PL mount? Like, you know what I mean? Like, give me this screw. I'm like, I don't know what that is, but you just sort of like again thrown into the fire. And you kind of figure it out and then like slowly learn.
Yeah, well, the reels that you did, sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
The reels that you've done, the sports reels are sick, dude. Like, I love watching them.
Thank you.
Like the highlight stuff. And
They were so fun.
Because that's something I'm trying to get into right now is sports.
Shooting sports.
So it's like big excitement for me.
It's a really fun world. Yeah. Would you want to do like a specific sport or?
No, any sport.
Yeah.
I just think athletes are amazing.
Yeah, so fun.
The abilities, the shit that they can do.
100%.
A little bit of everything. I feel like we kind of like, all right, we want to do concerts this time. All right, let's try out sports. Like, let's see we're just kind of like going through that motion, I think, until we figure out which one works, which one we enjoy more of that sort of thing. And I'm the kind of person that wants to be more so in front of the camera. I really like doing the vlogs and all that stuff. And he likes a little bit more behind the scenes. So interesting dynamic, but
you sort of like moments.
I was going to ask you kind of like the more like live event, like documentary moment stuff.
Like I like shooting weddings.
Okay,
so like
cool.
I like doing that.
Do you ever get like stressed shooting weddings?
I do, but I like getting stressed. I'm like, all right, I have to kill it because I played soccer my whole life, so it's like I live for those moments where it's like, all right, I might fuck it up, but if I win, it's gonna be fucking amazing. So
weddings are one thing that like I kind of avoided.
He doesn't like them either.
Yeah,
I hate them, dude.
It's like so. Have you ever done them?
Yeah, 3 of them.
Did you like it?
Nah, I mean certain aspects of it, yeah, but overall, I don't enjoy them.
Right. I feel like it would be too stressful. Like it's such a moment for those people. It's like the one moment they have.
Yeah.
Like if I'm like, I don't know, forgot to press record during the ceremony or something, like I'd lose my mind.
And what was scary is that was actually when I started getting seriously into it. So I still didn't know a lot. Yeah. And I kind of, again, threw myself into the fire. Some people asked me to do their weddings. I got flown out to Florida to do a wedding from literally someone on Instagram. So it was just very like, all right, I'm going to try it and like see if it works and like hopefully I do it. But yeah, it was a very stressful, like the past like, or the few days before I was like, writing down checklists, like triple check recording and like all this stuff, make sure my SD cards, and thankfully nothing went wrong. But it was interesting because I just had a conversation with someone a few days ago, and it was Holden, and he did a wedding, and he said that he lost all the footage to the wedding.
Oh my God.
And
How do you lose it?
I don't exactly know. I didn't.
SD cards or?
I think it was like an SD card, like malfunction or something.
Oh,
but yeah,
no.
and it was like someone, like a friend of a friend, so like he couldn't really just like get away from it. It was like kind of follow him. I was like, dude, that's probably my worst fear ever.
My wedding?
Yeah.
See, that's why I couldn't do it. That is nightmare fuel right there.
It's
so I do mainly photos, so
okay,
that's probably why it's a little easier for me, and
Yeah.
I don't have that stress for the video. But
I could lose a couple.
yeah, I mean, I just love running from like spot to spot, trying to get different angles as they're like doing their thing. I don't know. It's amazing.
I will say this: it's definitely an opportunity to build really, really good relationships with people. And I found that out from doing them. It's like you really get to know these people on a personal level, and I think I enjoyed that aspect of it. It's like
that connection.
I really get to have genuine conversations with you, and as opposed to these like run and gun shoots where you're like just doing hype videos or whatever it is. So that part of it is pretty cool. Jack, where do you feel like you developed like your style of like the kind of videos that you make?
Specifically with like the vlogs, or
I guess like anything, like the vlogs or the videos that you film now, or the professional videos, any of that stuff.
I think style is something I definitely learned a lot from at Auburn from my boss. His name is Jeff. Shout out to Jeff. He's like taught me a lot about storytelling and filmmaking, and I think he really implanted in me like how to tell a story. And so I think I get a lot of my style from him when it comes to more of like the commercial documentary side, learning how to like let a moment breathe, learning how to like capture a moment without directing the moment, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's like a lot of where my theory goes when I'm like doing the documentaries or doing more of like the high level commercial stuff.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to like the vlogs, that was sort of just like I created that from like trying to emulate other YouTubers that I was looking up to at the time, mixed in with like I was shooting with my friends, and so it was always a very like natural thing when we were shooting. Like it was never forced. We were never like dictating storylines or anything like that. Like we were just having fun shooting, and so I think that kind of plays into like what my vlogs are now, where I'm just like shooting everything that's happening as it is, and then like, you know, creating the story kind of in the edit, like as it happens.
Yeah. I love that. I think that's something that separates, you know, people that truly appreciate the craft of like filmmaking is understanding how to tell a story and how to do that in a really cool way. As opposed to someone just picks up a camera and calls himself a filmmaker, which no disrespect to that at all, but you have to definitely appreciate that aspect of it. And that's something I'm trying to learn a lot of, is like how to capture those stories, how to tell those stories and do it in a really cool and different way. And your vlogs have inspired me. You're all like, they're so much fun. Like I started I started doing them on Instagram. I'm like, I need to shout out Jack, because
they're fun.
They're so much fun. And like, I think for a long time I've been on and off YouTube, and it's such a daunting thing to me. And I think the reason I keep falling off is like I have to prepare so much mentally to like make these YouTube videos, and obviously we want to make them like really nice, drone shots, all this stuff. And I think that that takes me away from it, because I could literally just have it on my phone. It's right there. It's easy and efficient, and like I'm going throughout my day anyway, and I like it. And
fun.
I appreciate you doing those. Definitely inspired me to start doing them.
Yeah, the consistency is definitely like I think kind of like the X factor of it all. Like that was one thing I think I've always been missing with like all the videos I've been making, whether it was like at Auburn or doing YouTube videos, was like it was kind of scattered, like inconsistent. And then when I moved to LA, I was kind of always looking for something that was consistent, and did some fun projects, but never had like something where I felt like I was really building. And so the vlog was kind of the first thing that I was like, okay, I have this. It can be consistent every single day. I can let it build over time, and like I'm gonna commit to it.
Yeah,
you know.
I think that's definitely, like you said, the X factor of like doing any of this content stuff, right? It's just doing something, figuring out what you want to do, and doing it consistently over and over and over again. I think we overthink it. People overthink it in general.
Overthinking that gets us from like not being too consistent.
Yeah.
That pursuit of perfection as a creative will like really get in the way of like making something that's good. You know. And so I think if you're always in the pursuit of perfection, you might like limit yourself on like your output, when like you should just make the thing, make it good, and then like get a little bit better for the next one.
Yeah, that's something we're definitely going to try to work on like this next year.
I mean,
is just
you kind of find ways to make it easier along the way. You start it, it'll be hard, and then each day you're like, okay, I can take this little shortcut, or little tips right there.
Yeah, that's something I definitely want to work on, is just, keeping myself in that state of mind of just putting it out consistently and not being super, super worried about it being perfect. Because this guy knows, like, I literally am so, like, I need this to be perfect, this detail, this perfect. Like, I'm so anal about it. And I think it just, again, comes to, like, my craft and, like, the filmmaking side of it. Like, I want it to look nice and presentable and, like, all this stuff. But, again, it's like, all right, you need to know when to, like, cut it and, like, just start putting out stuff just
for sure,
just to do it.
I mean, it also feels like you're putting a part of, like, yourself into it. So, like, you want it to be perfect because you're like, this is like my soul is in
yeah,
this,
that's exactly how he is.
So I get it.
It's bad. Shoot. Heck yeah. Well, tell us, I guess, a little bit about, like, so you live in LA, you probably film for a lot of other people, and I feel like with filmmaking, you end up telling stories for other people a lot, and you almost neglect, like, telling your own story. Does any part of you want to focus more on telling your story, or maybe be more of the face of the content and, like, try to pursue that? Or are you kind of cool with, like, just doing the filmmaking, filming other people sort of stuff?
I think when I first moved here, I was fine with doing either. And then as I got more jobs in LA and lived here for a while, I sort of missed the aspect of, like, having the creative control more than anything. So I didn't think it was necessarily, like, when I started the vlogs, I really just wanted to have, like, the creative control over the projects, because I was doing a lot of projects where, like, people would tell me, like, oh, change this, and I'm like, now I don't like this anymore. Like, you've just made this thing that I liked, and now you've made me not like it. So I think it was more of a, like, if I do this and I'm sort of the face of the content and it's just around me, then, like, I can just have the creative control, and, like, nobody can tell me what to do with it. You can't be like, cut this out. You can be like, no, I get to do it the way I want to. So
I love that.
I think, like, that the aspect of it is more just, like, having that creative control. Yeah.
Did you jump on YouTube at some point? You said in the beginning you're on YouTube for a little bit.
Yeah, I started, that was, like, the first thing I did was, like, making YouTube videos with my friends. I was doing, like, vlogs or, like, videos we would do during the summer, just, like, having fun, messing around.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Does any part of you want to pursue YouTube more?
Yes.
Okay.
I do think, especially, like, next year, I think YouTube's going to kind of have a comeback of, like, personality YouTubers. I think, like,
with the shorts,
with like YouTube shorts.
Yeah.
I think even, like, long form, like, YouTube in, like, 2015, 2016 was, like, a lot of personality creators. And then I think it kind of shifted into, like, the sort of creator that, like, Mr. Beast is right now, and sort of, like, those types of creators. And I think it'll kind of swing back a little bit more towards, like, the 2015 era of YouTube,
like all the, like, the heavy vlogging and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think, like, that'll start to come back a little bit. So I kind of want to, like, be on that wave a little bit. Like, I hope it happens for YouTube. And so I would like to do, like, the hard thing is, again, commitment. If I do it, I want to be able to commit to a certain schedule. So I don't know exactly what I'd be able to do, but I'd love to do it again.
Yeah, I think this is good.
No,
I think this is a perfect opportunity with, like he said, the YouTube shorts coming up, and now they're going to start, kind of shifting the platform a little bit, and, redoing the user interface, and kind of, shifting people from shorts into subscribers of actual channels, and kind of pushing that. And that's perfect because you can literally just take the content. I mean, not everybody wants to do that, but you can also just take that content and put it on YouTube shorts and kind of drive traffic there too.
I think that's what Mr. Beast was saying, that he was going to do the long form content, and then he can just take that from that. He'll make shorts. And then the shorts can bring people to the channel.
Yeah.
And it'll help your long form content.
For sure.
Yeah. So I'm excited about, like, the new year in YouTube and stuff, because, I really want to pick up and do it consistently, and just, be really good at it. Because that's, like, since I was a kid, dude, like, I just wanted to be a YouTuber. Like, that's it. And it's just, like, the dream has kind of shifted and went different ways, but ultimately, like, tying back to that. Where have you always been, like, outspoken and outgoing? Because you have that, like, that it factor, I guess, that, like, YouTubers have. I don't know what it is, the personality, or have you always been like that, or is that something you kind of gained over the years?
I don't know. I mean, it's interesting that you say that, because I don't know that I would describe myself as having that. But I'm glad you think I do. Like, having an it factor is, like, cool. I don't know. I think I'm trying to think of a good way to answer that. I don't know that I've necessarily always been, like, super outgoing, but I've just always loved telling stories and making videos. So like the process of doing that, whether it's been on YouTube or doing it on TikTok, like I love doing it. So I've never been like afraid or like hold back, I guess, when making like content.
Yeah.
It just comes with it. I mean, you know, you have the love, so it's like,
exactly.
I gotta do that to be able to do what I love.
It makes it a lot easier to like talk about something when you're really passionate about it. You almost like want to tell people about it. You're like, I have this thing in my head and I need everyone to know about it. So I think it makes it a lot easier to when you like really love it like that.
Yeah. So it's almost like I want to share my story so bad that I'm going to not force myself, but I'm going to get in front of the camera. I'm going to start building this person and just kind of doing it over and over again. That's cool. I love that because, again, I love being in front of the camera too. And I don't know what it is about it. I just like creating and like doing different stuff. And
I was also doing YouTube with my friends in the beginning. So it was like me and my friends, and like we kind of had like the banter back and forth of like us being in front of the camera together. That's awesome. So that was always really fun in terms of like shooting YouTube videos that way. So I always enjoyed the like, I can still go back and like watch those YouTube videos and like laugh and enjoy them because it was like just me and my friends messing around. You know what I mean?
Super cool.
So
that's the best.
Yeah.
Just being able to go back and watch those and
100%.
However you grew up and stuff, man. That's you have old YouTube videos up, like skate videos and stuff.
I do, but I brought them down.
Why?
Took them down?
They were pretty bad. I mean, I unlisted them, but they're still up there though. But
that's the best.
Yeah.
I like going back and watching like Mr. Beast's old YouTube videos.
Yeah, I mean, there's some videos and accounts that like I don't remember the login, so
sure.
they're still up there.
They're still there.
Don't want anyone to find them.
So now that's good because you can't delete them.
Yeah, exactly.
they get lost up there.
I've thought about that a lot too with like the vlog that I'm doing because I shoot it every day and it's like shortened down into like 60 seconds. So I'm like, I don't know, when I'm like 40 years old, I can be like, well, what did I do December 12th, 2022? Like I can like go back and like literally look at that day.
I think
that's
kind of
really interesting.
Cool too. Yeah, because awesome. I get in this like, I forget a lot of shit, like a lot. So it's really cool to like go back and see. I'm like, I don't know what I did last Thursday. Like, I have no idea. So I think that's really cool. What kind of content do you enjoy filming the most, like for other people?
I would say live events, documentary, that kind of thing. Like not necessarily writing out the story in the scripts and not necessarily always directing all of the moments, but sort of like capturing them and creating the behind the camera. So if it's like shooting a festival or shooting a football game or, you know, doing something like that, or like creating like I do some documentaries with some people out here in LA. And so it's sort of like we're not necessarily writing the story, but we're capturing it as it's happening. And so I like that process of like being able to kind of just like figure out how to take the moment, take whatever is like a real moment and then turn it into a video later. So that's like the kind of stuff I like.
Heck yeah.
That's exactly what I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I know I said that you shot for Harry Styles, but I think you shot for Coachella, right? Or
technically I didn't shoot for Coachella.
Okay.
Technically I was just there for fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just happened to bring my camera, which was...
They let you bring your camera in?
I don't know that they necessarily are like...
I'm not doing anything sketchy.
So when I was going to Coachella, it was just for fun. And I was like, you know, I knew I was doing the vlogs and I was like, I'm going to be turning these around every day. If I'm able to bring in a camera and I can shoot some of like the concerts of like the artists and then turn those around for the very next day and post like a recap video of Coachella that has like vlog fun moments with my friends as well as like nice videos of like the artist performing, like literally happening in real time the next day. I felt like that was going to be like really valuable for like short form. So I was like, I don't know that you're necessarily allowed to bring in a camera like that, but I was like, I'm willing to like at least go up to security with the camera and see if they'll let me in. And they did let me in.
What kind of camera was it?
It was an R5.
Oh shit.
That's a good sized camera.
But I had like the R5 and then I had two lenses and I had like R5 in one bag, a lens in another bag, a lens in another bag.
Were you just like, hey, can I bring this in? Or were you like...
You just go through security like you have nothing in there. You just sort of like, if they flag it, they flag it. If they don't want me to bring it in, it's up to them. But mostly I think they're looking for like drugs. You know what I mean? So I don't think they see a lens and they're like, what is this thing? They're just it's not a bomb. It's not drugs. Good to go.
Especially if you had it in two separate bags. I'm about to start doing that. I'm going to try that.
Dang.
Because I know like certain events, like they don't allow professional cameras. Yeah. But I mean, if they see the camera body, they're like, oh, this is just like
Yeah,
any kind of camera.
Yeah,
and you have a lens in another backpack. It's like
I don't think we've ever been to like a show together. So next one we
No.
go. I mean, the Logic one, but we were shooting that one. But
Yeah.
I mean, just like going. Maybe we'll just go to a rave and like see if they let us bring our cameras in.
Yeah, why not? Shit.
We want to do like interview stuff at like raves.
Worth a try.
So,
Oh, that'd be fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we want to see how that ends up being like
Yeah,
turning out.
Gotta pull up to EDC, man.
Yeah.
It's the $600 ticket price. That's a little deterring. Yeah, it's a little steep for me, but
Worth it, man.
I know. I went in 2016, so it's been a few years, but I definitely want to go back. We'll start off with the little raves though. They're like $200 rate, 150, 200.
The ones out in San Bernardino.
Yeah, exactly. See those ones.
Yeah.
Well, maybe for New. Oh no, you're busy.
Yeah,
New Year's. Never mind.
Plans, yeah.
All right, back to Jack. A lot of people kind of use excuse of being very busy or having no time to neglect their physical fitness aspect, and I feel like that's something that you do not. I know you're busy. I know you have a lot of stuff going on, and throughout all of your mini vlogs, I feel like you make it a priority to run or get your workouts in or 100%. Do that sort of thing. So has it always been like that, or have you, sort of found it in your later years, or how did that kind of come to be?
Yeah, I always played sports growing up, so sort of like you are naturally active all the time in like middle school and high school. And then when I went to college, I was like, I definitely want to continue to stay in shape and stay fit. And I think like, especially in college, I sort of shifted from like, you had to do workouts and go to practice and stuff because you were playing sports for the team. But then it was like, okay, I'm doing this for like a different reason now, more so like I like the way that I feel after I work out more than like if I take like a week off or something, I kind of like feel sluggish, you know? Yeah. So like sort of like maintenance, like I have to do it in order to like feel good.
Yeah.
So I think like that combined with like taking time in the morning to just be by myself before the day kind of gets going is sort of like the reason that I like doing it. So even if I'm going to have a really busy day, I'm like, okay, I'm going to have a really busy day, but I get these 3 hours in the morning where I wake up, I usually edit my vlog now, and then I go work out and like make breakfast for myself. And it's like kind of like my quiet time before like anyone can kind of like bother me.
Yeah.
And, like, I kind of have blinders on and I can just like exercise and then like I feel good and I'm ready for the day. You know?
Dude, I think that's super important. And like you said, it's more of a feel good sort of thing. And fitness has been like a huge part of my life. And I think because of that aspect too, it's not only the physical aspect of it, but it's also the mental. Like, hey, I need clarity. I need time away from people. Like, don't talk to me. Just, let me do my thing. And so that's really cool. And that's super important. And we talk a lot about like fitness on here because it's a big part of not only that, but like, I think just shifting the character that you are and, really just helping you learn how to delay gratification and push that off to the side and almost just like wait for your goals and just a lot of things. I think it's really, really good for. It
teaches you discipline.
It teaches you discipline.
Like, it's like, all right, I got to get my exercise every day. It's like, all right, I got to go out and shoot stuff every day.
Yeah. Yeah. You're constantly
forcing yourself to
stuff.
Struggle.
Yeah.
Is also valuable.
Yeah. 100%. And I think a lot of people neglect that. So go to the gym. That's what we're saying. Go to the gym.
Even if you don't have a goal, like I don't necessarily have like a fitness goal or like something that like maybe I will one day. I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna try and run a half marathon. But right now it's not even like I'm trying to hit XYZ. It's just like I'm doing this because it feels good, Yeah.
That's me right now too. Yeah. He's really into it, but I just go, because I like how it feels.
Do you have certain like fitness goals that you're trying to hit?
Yeah. So fitness has been like a huge part of my life. Like since I was in high school, I was really like inactive up until my freshman year, and like I would always see the like chiseled superheroes on TV, like in like Disney Channel, like the High School Musical guys always got the girls. So I was like, dude, like I want to look like that, like that's and literally every single time, and like. It just got to me after a while. I was like, I don't like being. I was not like overweight, but I was a chunky kid. So, when I kind of got to high school, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna join the football team. It's like that's a good idea. Never played football before in my life. I was like 115 pounds. I decided to be a linebacker because my friend was a linebacker, and I just like either sat bench the entire time or I just got like sacked every single time. Like it was just terrible. And like I literally remember playing we were doing practice and like. I was lost. I was like running on the field, like back and forth. And like all I remember is just like being face up, like looking at the sky.
Oh, wow.
And I was like,
My boy
someone
kept getting
hit me.
laid out.
Yeah, it was bad, dude. And so after that, I quit after a year. I was like, this is not for me, not about it. Switched schools and then joined wrestling, and I was forced into wrestling by one of my friends. Nice. He was the captain. He was like, you basically have no choice. So, all right, cool. And so, but that's kind of where I learned that like discipline and like, you know, staying consistent with something. And so the rest of my high school years, I was a wrestler, and I really got into like weightlifting from there. And I kind of just, I don't know, I ran with it. I don't know what it was, if it was just, again, like the mental clarity aspect of it, or, you know, I always wanted more friends, and that was kind of the way to get that, I guess. And so, yeah, I just became like really obsessed about it. And like my dad was going to the gym at that time. I would try to go with him, and eventually like I got a gym membership, and from there became a personal trainer. And then now I do like actual physique competitions. Like,
oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are fun. Definitely a different aspect of the fitness. But currently my goal is to just gain a little bit of strength, but I'm going to compete probably like June next year again.
Sick.
Yeah. I want
to
do
you ever
like
do any like wrestling, jujitsu still? Or
I
like,
really want to,
yeah.
But I haven't. I really want to get back into it though. I need to go find like a specific place that has like wrestling or something.
Yeah, like a good gym.
Go get tossed around.
Because I think that's one way of like, a lot of people don't do fitness because they don't find it fun. And I think that's the biggest thing is like, look, you need to find something that you like to do. It just happened to be that I enjoyed lifting weights. I don't know for whatever reason, but if you don't like doing that, like, yes, do it because it's good for you, but also find something like if you like playing pickleball, if you like going for a run, if you like doing jiu-jitsu, whatever it is, like do it because it's fun. And
yeah, I think people need to seek out like results. I think people love seeing results. So like for you, maybe it was like, oh shit, 2 months in the gym, consistent, like starting to see the cut here and there. You're like, oh shit, this is dope. Imagine if I kept doing it. So I feel like that's for me. Like I'm like, shit, I'm starting to see the results. Maybe I should keep it consistent, because I wasn't super consistent in the gym until I started seeing a little result. I'm like, okay, maybe I can get this going. Yeah,
that's my favorite thing to watch people do. Like when I take them to the gym, it's like, oh, I can see this, and I haven't seen this before. Like this muscle's buffing out. I'm like, I love that so much. Like I take him to the gym every once in a while, but he's about that age where like he doesn't live with me. So, yeah, I'm talking to you, but yeah, I wanna take him
to the gym more.
Yeah, he's starting to bug me more. Him and my little cousin, like, oh, take me to the gym. So I'm excited to like get them started, and like fun. They're literally gonna grow past me and like be way bigger than me. Yeah. So I'm a little bummed about that, but you know, it is what it is. It'll be fun to kind of pass the torch a little bit.
100%.
Hopefully they decide to like compete and stuff, because that'll be fun. But
100%.
yeah, I'm excited. Have you ever like competed in any like sports competitions?
What sports did you play?
I just played like football and basketball in high school, and then there was one summer, like between when I was in college, that I did jujitsu. So I have like minor experience in jujitsu. I really liked it when I did it. I would still like, if I found a good gym, I would probably pick it up again. But yeah, that was really fun too. That was like doing jujitsu is the most like mental clarity I've ever had after a workout. Like it's kind of like hot yoga in the same way. Like afterwards you just feel like, oh, like I could just like go to sleep right now. Like I'm fully at peace with myself, you know?
Yeah.
Is it because you like fully have to concentrate on it, that we're like, you really have to like,
and just like when you're rolling in jiu-jitsu, like you're just like having to use all of your muscles like the entire time,
really
and like
concentrate
for like 6 minutes straight. And so then like as soon as it's over, you're just like, oh, like everything can relax, you know?
To go like off on a tangent, but the wrestlers that join the UFC they're so good. Like they just like literally control. Like it's crazy how many of UFC people don't know how to wrestle, because like they get taken down and then they're just like screwed
that's why
after
it's
that.
like
it's pretty wild.
Strikers always get fucking pinned out.
Yeah, yeah. I was just watching a fight like yesterday, I think, and it was like he took him down. And I was like, geez, that's crazy. Jeez. Cool, Jack. You've worked with some pretty crazy people, including David Dobrik, which is awesome. How did kind of that come about?
So I met David back in like 2020, maybe end of 2020 and beginning of 2021. I was doing a couple of videos on Jason Nash's YouTube channel. I was like helping him edit a couple of his videos, and I shot a couple of his videos. And then Jason said, do you want to help us do our podcast views, because we're starting to do video?
Heck yeah.
So then Joe Volpis was editing like their podcast at the time, but it was only audio. So then when they switched over to video, they were looking for somebody else to help him. And then they were like, you know, would you want to come help out? So then the first time I ever like worked with them, I guess, was just doing their podcast. Like I would go and basically like cut all the angles for the podcast and like get the whole timeline. And then Joe would like cut it up for audio and stuff.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's super cool. What's been like the most fun adventure that you've had with them?
Let's see. Well, recently we shot the Dobrik's, like he opened a pizza restaurant.
Yeah,
so we shot like the opening.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, yeah.
How was that pizza?
The pizza's really good, actually. Yeah, I didn't know what to expect, but we tried it when we were there. Like I got.
Oh, you actually got one?
Well, I went up to Ilya and I was like, hey, can I get a pizza to like shoot for the video? And also I might have a slice too. And he was like, sure.
That's
so
the way to finesse it.
He went and
it.
like got us a pizza. So we like tried the pepperoni one. I was like, oh, it's really good. And I didn't know what to expect. I was like, maybe it's going to be bad and I shouldn't say anything. But I was like, this is really good.
Dude, we definitely got to go check it out.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go check it out.
Yeah. It's probably
Lines are
crazy
crazy
all the time.
Every time I pass by, there's like a line around the corner. I'm like,
Jesus
it's
Christ.
still really, really busy. So
Dude, that's
good for them.
insane.
Yeah.
We just
That's
got to go
awesome.
like really
That's awesome.
early in the morning.
Yeah, when
Or,
they
like,
open, maybe.
Yeah.
You're
Like
doing a
just
good job.
camp out or
That's
something.
awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, the building looks sick.
Yeah, the building's really cool. Yeah.
I love the logo. The
Yeah.
logo's sick. I love that old
Yeah.
style. Like it's really.
So that, and then I do the XEELA documentaries with Ilya.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so we like those are really fun because we kind of get to like do them over the course of like months at a time. So those are really fun to do too.
And you get to see those changes of them too, which is really, really
it's cool because they actually lose the weight and like you actually like you look at the first interview and they look completely different than the final interview.
Yeah.
You're like, this is
That's
actually
awesome.
cool that they really did this.
Yeah,
you know?
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Does that inspire you to keep with your fitness and stuff?
For sure. Yeah, I think seeing all that is like definitely an inspiration. And also just like seeing like the level of commitment, like the place that they have to go to like mentally and physically to like really achieve those goals is kind of like, okay, if I want to achieve those goals, like I really got to like really commit to it. You know?
Yeah. Do you have to go like on the runs and stuff with them too?
Sometimes, yeah. There was a shoot that we did for this, for Natalie's documentary. It's coming out in like the middle of January, I think. And when we were shooting it, like one of the first shoots that we did was like on the beach and we were running and I was running with like my C300. So it's like a kind of a more built out like cinema camera.
Yeah.
And we ran 4.86 miles and I was holding the camera the whole time. I ran the whole thing with them.
Dude, you're insane.
And I would have to like,
oh my gosh.
I would like sprint ahead. And so I could like get a shot of them coming past me with the camera. And then like I would get them running away and they'd be like, okay, now I got to keep running ahead. And I like run beside them. At the end of it, I was like, I honestly got more of a workout than you guys did.
Yeah.
You guys were here to get a workout, but I got 2 workouts in.
You want to try to run with this thing?
Yeah.
It's not light. I'll tell you that right now.
Especially after like you're holding it for a couple miles, you're like, it's only like, I don't know, 5 or 6 pounds or something, but like it gets heavy.
Oh yeah. I mean, you hold on to that shit.
Yeah.
What were you using?
C300.
Oh yeah, that's not a light.
Yeah, it's not like a little, it's not a DSLR.
No.
It's like a bigger like,
yeah. Things, shoot. Yeah, I think that's what Kofi uses.
Yeah.
Shoot, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, I think that'd be fun though. Just like get a work. At least your workout's done for the day.
Yeah,
you don't got to worry about that.
Definitely a challenge. We did another one where it was like we hiked up like the Hollywood sign, and I think it was like a good 3 or 4 miles, and I was like hiking and running with them and doing the camera. So I was like, your film crew gets more of a workout than like
everyone's doing the challenge.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the most challenging shoot or like event that you've done?
Okay, good question. Challenging in what way?
Whether it's physically or mentally, like maybe you messed something up during the shoot or got really stressed out during a shoot or anything along the lines of that.
Yeah. I want to try and think of like a good story.
Yeah, you're good. We're not in a rush.
Let me see.
Take a sip of the yerby.
It's really good.
My old boss calls this a yerby derby.
Yerby derby.
That's what he calls it.
150 milligrams caffeine. That's not bad.
It's definitely growing on me.
It's a good bit of caffeine. I think I was pretty stressed going into Coachella trying to get the cameras in because I knew that it wasn't necessarily a guarantee. So like having the like, I don't have like the access, like the real, like, am I going to be able to get this done? I was also kind of putting a lot of pressure on myself because I felt like if I was able to do it, it was going to be like a big deal that I was like, it was going to do really well on like my TikTok and stuff. So I was definitely like had a lot of pressure on myself. But after like the first day when I got it in, I was like, okay, this is going to work. Like this is good. I can breathe,
Heck yeah.
Those shots came out amazing, by the way.
Yeah, it was really fun.
How'd you get up so close?
So I had a 70 to 200. I had a 70 to 200, which
perfect.
really helped. And then
they didn't say anything about the 70 to 200.
yeah, it was just. I mean, it's just a lens, and then
Shit.
it just So
It's like, what's this?
yeah, so I was like zooming way in,
Oh,
and also I was like
that works.
zooming in, and then like I'm shooting in 4K, so like I could crop in a pretty good bit afterwards too, and so you're like getting like a pretty full
Nice
frame
tight,
on the
yeah.
artist.
Yeah.
And there was like specific, like I knew that I really wanted to get a bunch of stuff of Harry Styles, so we went a lot earlier for that concert because I was like, I know he's a good performer, like he likes to dance, so like these are gonna look really energetic regardless. So I was like putting a lot of like, we're going to go early for it. We're going to get a good spot so that we can shoot it. Yeah.
I love that.
Definitely want to try that.
Yeah, we're going to have to finesse something.
Try that.
We're going to go try it. We're going to get there and be like, oh, sorry, you can't bring it in. But Jack told us that you got in. It's not.
Well, then like 2 weeks after that, I got to go back to Stagecoach, but I was shooting
I was going to ask about that
for
too.
Stagecoach.
Yeah.
So then you can, you may have to sneak it in once, but then you can actually then get the media
Get the
wristband
media,
for it. Then you can bring in whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, you get the content, and then they'll see that, and it's like,
yeah.
okay, yeah,
Yeah, you know how to do it, so we'll let you, get in the photo pit.
yeah,
I love that.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
I love
shot
that energy at a concert.
Yeah,
it's just like
it's so
super
good.
hype.
we've shot one concert, right?
Show, yeah.
We shot Logic's concert.
Logic and
sick.
Wiz Khalifa,
Yeah.
How was that?
amazing,
Super fun.
I love it.
They didn't. So we were supposed to get press passes to be let into the pit. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
The pit in the front.
Yeah.
We got in there for like maybe 15 minutes before any of the good performers got on.
For the first two, and then for Logic, they were like, no. And
Dude,
for
they
Wiz
kicked us
Khalifa,
out.
no.
It was so annoying. I was so mad because I had a 24-70. I'm like, I'm not getting anything from way back there. They kicked us way back, dude. I literally had to like duck and dodge security to like run. Like I ran up there when like Logic was performing, and I was like, I got a couple shots, and then like I had to run back. I was like, oh, if I get kicked out, whatever, at least I get a shot. But
I feel like that happens a lot. Like even at Stagecoach, there were certain artists that like they were like, you can't shoot this artist. I'm like, don't you guys run this event? Like how do they? But some artists have like certain rules about
Keep
like
them happy so they can keep
whatever.
coming back.
Yeah. So there were like, that even happens if you're like contracted to be there for it.
that is really weird.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
I was
to
lucky
me.
because I had a 7200. So
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
he
yeah.
was chilling.
I was alright.
Like, asshole. Do you have what's kind of like your music choice, go-to music choice?
Right now,
Yeah.
interestingly enough, only thing I listen to is jazz.
Really?
Yeah.
That is super cool.
And so I just like, I don't know why. My girlfriend Mallory, like she was like putting on jazz in the car one time. I was like, I kind of like this, like riding around listening to jazz.
soothing,
Yeah,
yeah.
very
Yeah.
soothing. And I feel like it's the antithesis of driving in LA is like
Yeah.
smooth jazz.
Okay.
So it like kind of calms me out when like
Aggressiveness.
everyone's so aggressive driving in LA. So like you're doing that and you're listening to like EDM music, you're like gonna go insane. So I'm like,
You're just like, it makes you be in a hurry, I feel, with
Yeah.
like EDM music or like, something else more
Damn.
hyped. You're like, all right, I got to get to the place where I got to get to. And then
Yeah.
traffic is like,
so I just
Not
started
nowhere.
putting on jazz and I just sit back and I just like relax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should probably stop listening to like screamo in the
yeah,
car.
me too.
I'm like, get out of my way.
It's funny you say that because I was just in New York and we got an Uber from our Airbnb to Barclays Center, and the Uber driver had like just reggae music, like just chill reggae music.
Oh.
It was like the most
vibe.
calming
Yeah.
ride ever. Even New York. You've been to New York?
Yeah.
Traffic
Crazy
like,
traffic.
up the ass.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's like I was just like, this is cool. Like,
Yeah.
I don't mind the traffic right now.
There was a time kind of like that. Me and Mallory flew back into LA and we like landed and got to LAX and the Uber driver had on like Frank Sinatra radio
Ooh.
station or something.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, looked back and he was like, "Oh, do you guys want me to change it?" We were like, No. This is like what we like. This is what we listen to. Like
Shoot.
perfect. So
Dang.
yeah,
that's awesome.
Smooth jazz.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to dabble more.
Yeah,
into
or
some
try the
smooth
like the
jazz.
lo-fi beats.
Yeah,
that's
like
nice.
I put on
Beats.
like the what is it called, like coffee shop vibes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like hearing that when I'm editing and shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or when I used to do homework back when I was.
I think that's like a super something super good to listen to while you're creating or doing that, because I notice a lot of the time, like if I'm listening to music with lyrics, it like distracts me.
You'll
way
start
more.
singing and shit, and then you're
Yeah,
like,
or even like I can't focus as much as like listening to something more calming and
Yeah.
like jazz or like the lo-fi stuff. So more recently I've been listening to like the lo-fi while I like edit or study or
Yeah,
like
lo-fi
whatever
is
I'm
awesome.
doing. So
Jazz or podcasts. Those are really the only things I listen to. Yeah.
I like listening to podcasts too. I also do graphic design, so I work at a print shop.
Oh, cool.
So while I'm there, I love throwing on a podcast and I
Yeah.
just listen to them
Yeah.
while I'm just like doing designs. And shit.
Yeah, it's the best.
that's really cool. What's next? What's next for Jack Cook?
Oh gosh, keep doing the vlogs.
Love
for
it.
sure. Yeah, I want to get to like at least 1,000. I think that would be cool.
That'd be super cool. That's a cool milestone.
Have to do something big for the 1,000.
Yeah. That's kind of like the bread and butter for me now is like continuing to like learn how to storytell through the vlogs, because there's a lot of like, I think, progress that I've made in like the 400 something days that I've been doing it. Like if you go back and look at like 0 to 100, like they're so bad. And like I didn't know what I was doing, you know? And so like I feel like if anything, I've become a better storyteller because I've been doing them for 400 plus days now.
Yeah.
And so I want to keep continuing to do them just for the fact of like, I think that I'm becoming a better storyteller by doing it and by being consistent with it.
It's like, I like to say, the more you fuck up, the better you're going to get at shit.
100%.
Yeah. That's really cool. Do you think at any point you'll kind of take over with that stuff, like the vlogs and the filming? And let's say like that takes off and goes crazy. Do you think you'll take a step back with like the filmmaking stuff and kind of just create content for yourself?
I think my goal is like to get to a point where like the freelance work, I can just pick and choose it on like the projects I really, really want to do.
I love that.
And just like projects that I can actually pour into like the creative and where they want to give me the creative control.
Yeah.
And like let me be in that position.
Kind of like Peter McKinnon, like,
yeah,
I'm pretty
like
sure they give him
whatever he
for
wants.
sure
creative control.
Yeah. So if I can like make the content kind of be like the thing that comes first, and then like the freelance stuff, like kind of build content around it and just like have it be projects that I really like and really enjoy, like the live events, going to events or going to like do a documentary that takes a long time and I can like, you know, talk about it, make videos about it.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
That's super cool. Is there anybody in particular that you'd like to work with in the future?
I would love to like work more in like the extreme sports world, like working with like do something cool with like
with
Red Bull. Yeah,
Hey.
like something like that would be really fun.
Oh yeah, I love the shit that Red Bull does.
Yeah.
When I was going to school for marketing, my goal was get a job with Red Bull
Oh, cool.
because everything they do is fucking awesome.
Yeah, so innovative. So I think like tapping into like that kind of world, I feel like I'm slightly in it from like the F1 stuff, but not completely. Like doing maybe even like ski or surf or something like that would be really fun.
Or even
content would be cool.
check out the X Games.
Yeah.
Start there.
Yeah,
I used to go to the X Games every year. Here in
Oh,
LA.
really?
When they were here in LA, yeah.
so fun.
It was awesome.
Well, I think we've picked your brain enough, and again, like appreciate you so much for taking time out of your day to come hop on and hang out with
100%.
us and
Oh, yeah.
you know, talk all things creative. I don't know if you want to ask anything else or if we're good to wrap up.
I think we're good.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
thanks again. As always, make sure you guys subscribe, all the YouTuber things like the page, all that stuff. We appreciate
Smash
you guys
the like
watching. Make sure you tune in for the next episodes and all the clips and all the good stuff. We love you. Tell your mom, and we'll see you on the next one. Okay, bye.
Peace.